in the next hour and a half, but if we will not follow the timing, we'll even can dedicate it even more. We're going to talk on how the businesses can change and how the customers change, influenced by technology. So I don't want to take a lot of your time. I would like to invite Valerii Novikov, the Director of the Commerce Development in Mastercard in Ukraine and Moldova, the main specialist in fintech, decision and innovative projects of innovative system. And while Valerii is joining us at this moment, I would like to tell you a little bit about the projects that have been implemented by Valerii and his team, because Valerii is the one responsible for giving us the opportunity to pay without leaving our car for your gas. So Valerii and his team is responsible for, and I'm out of sound, yeah, so okay. I can also be grateful to Valerii for 5 other projects, and for my side as an entrepreneur, I'm really grateful for your project on simplifying the payment between businesses and final customers. Thank you very much for cashless tips. So thank you very much. Now we can leave tips in online. Thank you very much. I'll pass the floor to you. Thank you. Thank you. Good day. Good day. I was always introduced. My name is Valerii, and today I would like to talk to you about 2 things, basically. The 2 things that currently happen in the world and that currently happen in Ukraine as well. A couple of years ago, we had a big research on how Ukrainians are paying their cards, how businesses respond to card payments. And right now, except for this research, I wanted to tell you about the 2 new services that we're going to launch in Ukraine in the recent times. One of the services, I'm going to even give you the opportunity to participate in that. You can already use it if you have a phone. But basically, let us do it in order. So, the world is changing. We are changing. In the recent year, there has a lot of changing that has happened. And based on our research, what we have sent from our respondents as well, we have understood that Ukrainians are starting to use cashless payments much more frequently than it used to be before. And it's not because of COVID, but it's just because it is the work of the couple of decades of years, something that has happened in Ukraine and what was possible in Ukraine. This is something that is interesting to your clients as businesses. But there is another question of what is going to be happening with your clients when they come to you. Half of the respondents, they have said that they will choose that shop or that location where they'll be able to pay cashless. And 10% of clients, they would say they will not be buying something from a shop if you don't have the opportunity to pay with a card. But there is one big minus in this. This is not an actively developed a network of the POS terminals. And as Mastercard, we're trying to promote it and to keep it moving forward so that Ukraine would be on the same level of the Europe is, just for us to get at least the indicators that we currently have in Europe. So now we have the Android POS terminals. Those are the terminals that have 2 parts of it. It has the Android platform, so it doesn't have these buttons as the calculators has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all of the front face is a touch panel, but this touch panel also includes the opportunity to read out the line, to read out chip, and to read out the PayPass format. But because it is a full Android platform, you can add up the loyalty program, CRM program, understanding the storage, understanding the cashless and cash payments, so on and so forth. Some of our enterprises have only asked us to build up it as a system of the control for their employees when they started their working day, how much did they earn, so on and so forth. So what is that all about and what it is going to take us to the future? So we asked our clients and they've told us that half of all of them in the next 5 years, they're ready to fully postpone the usage of cash. Slightly more than a half, they're ready to get to the digital communication with their bank in the next 2 years. That is very serious figures that bring us to another important moment. Each and every one of us, and I think that is somewhere each and every one has experienced this situation, then having bought something, you are opening your mobile banking and you can see that there is some kind of a transaction. Like if it be Novikov 250 grivnas, and you plus like 250, what is that? What is the transaction? I had never bought anything on 250 grivnas. So basically what we have understood as well, the more transaction person makes, then the hardest it is for people to identify what the transaction are those, because they cannot identify all of those transactions. Some share of people, they even will apply and make a complaint that they have never made this transaction, but then later on they will recall that this was the actual transaction they made. So I wanted to tell you about the first service, the service that is called Ithaca, that is a global Mastercard service. With the help of Ithaca, we're gathering additional information on the different retail sellers, and we give it to you as a card holders. When you're opening your mobile banking, you will be able not only to see that logo of a retail chain, you will see its address, you will see the geolocation of this retail chain. You will see the date and time when the transaction has been completed, and you will also see the contact data, how you can contact this shop. And another important example, you will not see just, for example, the FOP Novikov. You will see that there will be there, for example, coffee shop where you bought coffee in. We have already started some of the samples. We can ever identify the trade center where this location is located. We can say that it was a Oliver Trade Center, or it was like a coffee shop, the chamomile where you bought the coffee. That's very good, but still, we continue asking our people. So, what it is that makes you happy, makes you excited? What are the other ways you would like to pay? And part of the people have answered in that way. They've also said that at least almost 40 people would like to pay through QR code. 70% would like to pay through the cryptocurrency. 60% would like to pay with voice assistance, and 13 would like to pay through the Internet of Things. So, understanding those trends even before this research has been made, we worked on those cases. And I would like to say that right now we have launched in Ukraine one of the best ideas of the payment. Silpo and for a QR, you can only use that at the cashier, but in Silpo you can also have this opportunity for scan and go. You're scanning your shops, your everything you buy on the shop, you are scanning it on the cashier, and you take your check and you go. So that has been WalkBuy and DocoBuy that was first implemented with Walk, and it was 2017. You shouldn't have walked out of the car. You're coming, you're saying 5.95. You're getting your gas 35 liters, and you can see this voice payment. You can do that with your mobile phones. For Ocom gas stations that have been implemented in a different way, you're scanning the QR code at the station. Nova Posta, I think you have all have sent it or bought or received the packages, and we know that basically this is the most important thing, that you can order it in a postomat, and that's all those technologies that we have built. We'll see they will based on the master pass. And right now, that is the biggest option for those technologies and those cases. I think that I'm running out of time, and they've told me that they're going to beat me if I'm going to take a lot of other people's time. But right now, I would like to tell you about a different service. We have called it Żabka, a Froggy, with our partners. This is the service of simplifying the setups that you all use. I'm sure that you have all used the payments for transactions, money transactions from one card to another. How it looks like. Send me some money on your card. The card has been sent to the messenger. You copy it. You get into some other platform, mobile banking, Mono, private bank. You then paste the number of the cards. You have the verifying message there. You again support it, and you scan the screen. You send the screen that you have paid it, and everyone is waiting that the money will be provided to your account, and you will then see the improvement of the transaction that the money are received. We have thought about this case for quite a long time, and the second case that we have considered as well, the opportunity for SMEs that are currently growing, especially growing in sales through social media, through Instagram, through Facebook. I think Instagram is one of the biggest platforms right now in Ukraine. So how to make that, so when they are getting into those messengers that are good for clients in Instagram direct or Viber or Telegram, how can you make an invoice there? There were two problems there. First of all, to give you the good tools so that the people would not go to the bank or sign some agreements, but throughout the 2 clicks would get registered and to start making the payments. And the other problem was is how to join Facebook, Telegram, Viber, WhatsApp, YouTube, TikTok, whatever else that you can combine, how to get them together. So right now I would like to present it to you. Please welcome the Froggy, the first Froggy for the businesses. Finally, that's very easy to take the payments with your card, Instagram, Viber, WhatsApp, Telegram, or even through an SMS. You can already do that with your just a couple of seconds, and your smartphone will be the POS terminal. Froggy Żabka is the safe tool and absolutely free of charge resolution for all of the customers. Set out the price, and Żabka will automatically make a comfortable invoice for your buyer. They will be easy to pay in one just click. It is available in every chat. It doesn't really matter where you have your accounts. Żabka will deliver your money in the fastest pace. Trade everywhere. Trade where you are. Try that. Żabka can do that. Now there's going to be the froggy Żabka for the money transaction. We're all using transactions from card to card. If you would like to borrow some money, or you would like to have a joint payment, or just would like to send some money to a different card, that's easy and easy to do. Is it easy? Well, sometimes it's not the easy story. There's a lot of things. How much, which card, get into the banking app, then again copy paste the data, find the contact. That's quite hard to wait for the SMS from the bank, make the screen of payment, and to wait for the money to be delivered. You can do it in the other way. Please agree that it's not really good when everyone knows the number of your card. Żabka can do it in a couple of seconds, and you will have no need to actually copy and deliver the number of your card. That's all fast and super secure. Take a look at how it works. We'll take a different type of messenger and let us imagine the chat of two colleagues. Oksana is paying with one click. That's it. The money has already been provided. Żabka can do that. So if you haven't understood how it works, so we have made a custom key set that works and is supported by all of the types of the messages that you would like to communicate in whatever type you like. Plus, we integrated it in the most safe way. So basically, we don't have any options of storing bank and cards in any other case, and we only use the Apple Pay and Google Pay that are very actively being used right now. The third point is that we have not only made it from one side, but from the two sides. So the senders and the receivers, one of them resends the money from Apple Pay choosing their card. The other person takes it to the Google Pay taking the card that you would like to use as that receiving card. So there's not a lot of things that you need to do. You can send your money to any moment you like, and those messengers that you like, where you are. You can see the visualization is really nice. You will see the bubble tiled in green. There is the amount of money that you would like to have, and the person here have sent you the money. They see the push. You can see the push notification that this transaction has been seen and the transaction has been completed. Then we started to imagine it further on. We have started to think about our own painful pains that we have had, the big chats for Viber channels, for kindergarten, schools, our houses. Let us, I don't know, establish a new door, or let us get some money for our teachers at school, whatever that is. How we can do that? One person who sent in their own card, and all of the people are signed into print screens, and the people, they believe that they have messed everything up and they know how many people have paid. How does Żabka work? You're sending one message, it's available for everyone. That is so-called multiple transaction. Everyone sends this, clicks on this one link, and through Apple and Google you can confirm the payment. You can just enter your banking card manually. Plus, the ecosystem works, and Żabka works both for Android and Apple an iPhone, so whatever platform you use, you can use that already, and it's going to be very comfortable for everyone else. So on everything else, I would like to say that Żabka is now available in App Store. So if you own an iPhone, you can already use that, and you can download it. You just give your number of the phone once. You do not save the cards anywhere. You just open this keyboard. You're getting into Viber, or you can try to do that. Try to send everyone to 5, 10, 6 hryvnias, whatever that is. And if you are the business, then you will have to enter your IBAN, and you have to provide your code, your tax codes, and you have provide the internet title for your shop. So basically, you can then put these accounts to your customers. So this is very good for customers because they receive their invoice, and that's very good for them. As just as way we pay in for our utilities in iPay or in Portmoney, or it's going to be just like the way you make it with a phone payment. So I'm sure that Żabka is going to be very interesting for our people. It will find its segment. We'll take a look at that, and we will launch officially with all of the versions soon. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you, Valerii. We had agreed that our first panel, everyone has said that you should come up, not be ashamed, asking questions. So I have a rhetorical question to you. Why did you call it Żabka? That's a rhetorical question again. I will think I will know that in our joint conversation. Żabka, well, we had a lot of questions. How should we call this partner in service? I pay to you, you to pay, whatever that is. Everything with the word payment. And the partner said, no, I don't want anything like that. I just want everything that will be clear for everyone. And they can come up with Żabka. Everyone liked that. So everyone asking us, why Żabka? And there are two options here. First of all, why not? The second answer is that because it jumps between the social networks, between messengers, that is why it's called the froggy, Żabka. So froggy is where you are and you are where the froggy is. Okay, that's good. So, okay, no one is pushing anyone. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you very much. If you're representatives of businesses, then you know that you have to be very comfortable on the payment provided for your clients. Digital customers, they will be very demanding. They will be asking questions. Can I pay through Messenger, through Facebook? Can I send you money through Telegram? You have to be ready for that. But the biggest challenges that still wait for us as entrepreneur in the future. And our next speakers will be also speaking about that. Please welcome Grand Dayan, serial entrepreneur, investor, by the way, who's investing into technological project, co-founder, one of the first and one of the biggest European solution for the smart houses. Omar Grant, I would like to invite you to join me on the stage, and we are going to listen to his presentation right now. He's going to tell us how our customers will change in the future and what are the challenges we should be prepared. Thank you very much. Can you hear me well? Good. Okay, so right now we know how the behaviors have changed. Now the main, what are the businesses for to become the love markets? To become the business of the future, and what is this physical customer in the real life. I will tell you how I got prepared to this meeting with you together in with our team. We have been working in this hard regime, and we've been flying with all of the communication types and messages that we've had right now. We have been working, and the most interesting thing when we have prepared about this presentation that I'm going to tell you about today. Yesterday, I've had my very first interview when I was not interviewed, but interviewer. And my interviewer was my 12-year-old son, who is basically the real phygital customer. So we've got through the slides that we're about to see. I've asked him some questions, and I've had the really coolest insights than I've had before. I've changed the format of this presentation based on that, and I'm going to be speaking in a very simple language. I'm going to give you the outline how our potential phygital customers think, the one that are currently teenagers. And we have thought about this story when he has, this year he turned out 12 years old. He had a lot of presents and his favorite Lego constructor today. So when we have got up back home, I really saw that he's going to be unpacking his presents, but he has one to turn on his PlayStation. For me, I was a little bit mad with that because I've asked him a question, so why aren't you interested with presents? And he told me, Dad, that Nikita has actually presented me the skin in Fortnite. I need to open my account just to receive that. Then when I've understood what the skin is and what Fortnite is, for those people who do not know, that is one of the most popular games. This kind of a virtual world I have understood that that is the real phygital customer. That is phygital customer that is in between the real world and virtual world. The emotional value of the things and physical value of the things in material world and in digital world is just the same. So our future digital customer, he's digital native. That's what I will call that. Because if, for example, we're trying to find how we can adapt to some new realities, we can still call ourselves smartphone addicted, then our future generation, they never will call themselves smartphone generation, smartphone addicted, because they're digital natives from the moment they were born. And I think there are people who have kids here in the room, because I think that there's no idea how the 2-year-old child knows how to use all of the apps in your phone or your iPad. So our future digital native will be made of 80% of technologies. Then the person is actually made of water. So the digital natives will be made of technologies. So that is why and we have to talk to them. We have to deal with that. But the first thing is that I want to give to the future businesses is stay physical, speak digital. What does that mean? That means that for the person who has been born with technologies in their hands, it is important that there will be businesses easy in online and offline. And we know that it is important that we have lost our meetings because we needed to talk to the people who deliver the water. And that caused some tension for your interlocutors. And now we have the technologies that give you the opportunity to get away from one a couple of minutes, and they will not give you the opportunity, and it will not disturb you from your meeting. So how can we do that? How it is done? Right now we have multiple technologies and many technologies available, and those giants as Amazon, Google, Facebook, they invest billions of dollars so that the entrepreneurs, they will be able to introduce those technologies to their businesses, and that will be able to simplify the communication with the customers. And another trend that will not leave us calmly, this is trend of security. According to Cisco, 9 out of 10 people, they are really worried on those communication and tools that are currently exist in the remote work. They're really worried about Zoom or any other communication tools that are available for them right now. Why it is bothering them? Because the personal data has become something very important for people. Basically, just recently, I've just received a push notification from Uber whether I would like to share my constant location with Uber. Of course, it kind of made me slightly frustrated. By the way, has anyone else been frustrated by that too? Okay, cool. A lot of people have been frustrated by that too. Good. So, basically, the topic of security and the topic of safety, especially the topic of cybersecurity, is not the new topic. We all remember, even in 2000, when we had this dot-com boom, we've had this center for the cybersecurity, the Petrivka markets. You're able to buy any kind of databases there. So my advice there would be for you to try to introduce technologies into your businesses so that the databases and the information about your clients will not be available at that kind of markets. Another point, which is a very important trend as of my point of view,
Yes.
is about personalization. The digital customers, they really need your tailored approach and your flexibility. And if in material world that has been very important for me to go to my restaurant and the waiter knows that's Grand Dayan. He likes cappuccino with coconut milk, and he already brings something that I like. For the digital customer, in for example our yesterday's conversation with my son, I've understood that it's not that much of important for him. What is important for him? So that, for example, someone could analyze his needs, that his social network would actually could meet his expectations and his desire, so he would not spend his attention and use his attention for something that is not interesting for him. This is a new industry, basically, a new industry that will come to us after Internet of Things. This is the Internet of Behavior. Basically, the future is now. Right now, we already have a lot of computer games where you, as a user, you can choose where would you like to go, and then the result of the game will depend on that. Netflix is already making films that when you, as a user, you'll be able to change it all, and you will be already have the specific ending in that, like a happy end or dramatic end, whatever is the most important for you. So personalization is important, and we have to consider that as well. Another moment, the low touch economy. I do not think that it's a trend, it's a style of life, that's the new reality, the minimum of physical contact between people. The retail market, for example, this is about the contactless cashiers. In the HoReCa market, then we can already see that how it all has changed as well. We already have this online booking, we have the online check-ins even. So those trends, they have been seen more frequently in our lives, and to get closer to this new, you can get closer to this new reality with the new technologies. According to the McKinsey Institute analysis, the real estate, residential real estate, will be one of the most prospective ways of the IoT solutions. So our house is a stronghold. Our house is a stronghold where we are working, where we are learning. Our school is located inside of our home. The restaurants are located inside of our homes. So those companies that will be investing into those directions, that will be investing into the automation of those processes, they will succeed. Thus, I think an important slide as well, the important slide that I wanted to talk, I would like to ask Olga just to ask you to follow the timing, because at this slide I can talk a lot, because basically that is something that we've created, something that we have Vadim Sidorenko here. He's my partner in business. Vadim, so let the people see, because they will say that you're not here. You know, that's basically, there is the low touch economy. Well, this is something like, no, do not believe that we have never thought of coronavirus coming. We didn't forecasted it, and we didn't. I don't have no connection to coronavirus. But basically, we understood that the ecosystems of the smart spaces, they're going to be very important for the future. So that is why we have taken this risk, and we have launched the project. What has been driving me throughout this project? The main essence of the project has been that for us to understand that the internet market and the providers market has reached already the certain ceiling. So everyone at our planet has already been connected to internet. There's no additional places to connect someone to the internet. But there is an endless amount of things in our world. So we only know that going through the providers model, so giving the people the really comfortable entry in understanding of the smart house, is the key to success. Before that, on the association lines of the smart house, it's about something very complicated, very expensive. We wanted to make it easier. How you can make it easier and cheaper? You can only do that having the network effect for you, for all of the users. This smart house and smart home would be just the same and clear and understandable as the home internet that you pay on a monthly basis. We've managed to do that today. But before, when we were talking to people and we explained them what it is that we're doing, we have told them that right now you can send it to WhatsApp or to any other messenger. You can send it the key to your house, to your door. And the people say, like, why would we do that? Because we can take the parcel. Right now, the people do not ask this kind of questions. Right now, that's yes, thank you. So yes, so right now we have more and more people who will understand about this approach that we've had in the way, the direction, the way we develop the businesses. The lockdowns have made us markets warmer, and this is a good case and a good example when the opportunities are being created where the problems arise. The next slide. Collaboration and partnership. We are now standing at the same stage with Valerii, but before that, another mine project, Potocki Audio, had been created with Mastercard, and we made this really nice audio systems, acoustic systems. Vitaly Potocki has reached the heart of the Mastercard brand. And they have created this unique masterpiece. Vitaly Potocki, where you are, you have to be here somewhere, so please also stand up. I want the people to see you. One of the best designers that currently are here in our country. I'm happy to be his friend and his partner. So I would like to say about this slide that, partnership is one of the greatest drivers that can actually move us forward. By using these strands, we can already accelerate those strands, and we can be faster and faster. We should not be afraid of getting together with the strongest. We should not be afraid of being competitive. We should also support the strong sides of each and every one of us, because the time right now is the main resource we have to be competitive for. The fastest, they're overcoming slower, and the smallest, they're overwinning over the big ones. So please get together, build up partnerships. So remember tech. What I wanted to say with this, during the lockdown, we've had some time to think, we had some times to think and recollect. I have identified the three components that, in my point of view, are needed for each and every modern businesses. I wanted to add up, but I can talk about that for quite a long time. If you're interested, please come up, share your insights as well. But the first thing for me is about technology. Any kind of businesses that you currently have, it has to be a technological IT company. So there has to be the IT component in each and every company. So whatever it is that you do, at right now, you need to, for example, to do the communication channel, chatbots, QR codes, CRM systems. All of that are the components of the IT's infrastructure that every business needs. The second component is education. For a couple of recent years, when I have been hiring people, I do not take a look at whether people studied. I'm not even interested in that, what kind of education they've had. Why is that? Because the dynamics of the world's development is that whatever you have learned right now, it's not going to be very interesting for you tomorrow. So that is why in our companies we started to digitalize knowledge. And we believe that every company should be a university of its kind. They should teach people before you people can come to your work. And after they leave your company, you have to continue educating your colleagues, your workers. And the third thing is about culture. So there's something that is a dramatic and inevitable thing for any business of today. Inside of the company and outside of the company, whatever your company brings to the world. Because right now, the why question is very important for all of the customers, and especially for the digital customers. So, this culture that you build inside of the company, the culture that you build outside of the company, the message you send into the world is very important. And by the way, another principle about this culture, and I will mention that as well because this moment has been mentioned in our conversation with my son, there's no lying principles. We are promoting the radical honesty principle because for the digital customer, for this young adult, for this teenager that my son is, it is very important to be honest with them because otherwise they will it's really hard to regain it's really hard to regain their trust. So think about being honest when you're building some marketing strategies. It's better not to lie them. It's better to be honest with them. And finally, I would like to tell you a different story. I will tell you a story of my life. And when I was, just in the recent times, I have heard it from some young people, from some youngsters who haven't understood what it is that they would like to do in their life. Well, I have heard many things times from them when I was around like 2021. I was studying in the university. I was sitting there and thinking about what can I do in the world so I can change the world, so I can make the world a better place. And of course, as the students, I would really like to get rich. And I have thought about like who has the money? Who has the money in this world? But historically, how it happened? The first money holders, capital holders were the landlords, the big landlords. If you had the land, then you had the money. If you didn't have the money, then you have been working on the land and you have been trying to get yourself something to eat. But then, after the first industrial revolution, the people, as Henry Ford was, they have started to create industry and they've started to have a different money flow. So the landlord's money have got to the industrial owners. When I was growing up, there was the dot-com boom. There was the internet projects blossoming. I was too young there and I didn't understand how can you earn something just with internet. So I still was studying at my legal faculty. But when the devices appeared, when the smartphones appeared together with the high speed internet, I have understood that right now, this is the high time when everything that our eyes see can be changed. So that is why, up till now, every young entrepreneur, there's one thing that I would like to tell to each and every one young interpreter. Take a look at outside of you, or take a look around, take a look at what the problem is, and search for your own unicorns there. Thank you, Grant. Thank you, Grant. I would like to say that Grant is not just the serial interpreter, but he actually knows not only knows where to take the money, but he actually has the money. Okay, summing up, we know that our requirements and requests will not only be applied to the technical capacities of the businesses, but there also will be the need and commitments about honesty, about the opportunities to communicate your value and to provide it both with technologies and with your direct language. So I would like to invite the next person. Please welcome Valeria Tolochyna, the marketing director of MEGOGO service, Lera, for the couple of recent years, and I'm not going to tell you for how many years already. She's changing the companies with the new marketing tools, with digitalization, with marketing in all of its aspects, and in building the new types of collaboration between the companies and clients. So Lara, please, the floor is yours. Hi everyone. I would like to add up to what has been said. It's not about me changing, but it's about the teams changing everything because, one person cannot change the world, and I'm sure that you know that. Okay, good. Let us go. No, that's way too far. Just a second. I'm always doing something, these things that I'm really bad with clicker. Okay, so this is the photos app. This is the picture. No one has ever seen that. Andrei Fedorev has been here. Just, I can still feel his presence here at this stage. So we've made this photo set together with Fedorev Agency. Why we made it? Because this is what we see. This is how we see the modern clients. This is you and me. Even if we are in a fantastic place, even if it is a prince near us or a mermaid with us, so it's not really cool still if we do not have the connection with digital reality. And that is the essence of the phygital customer that we always want to find. When we're looking for the online product, we need to understand how to connect it with the physical life. When we're thinking about online product, we're thinking about how the connection with offline reality. Okay, a couple of words about MEGOGO. Everyone likes to recall Netflix, and so basically we're all Ukrainians. 10 years ago, we had created a media service in Ukraine. It used to be the online cinema before. Right now, it is an entertainment provider, an entertainment platform for all of the family that works in 15 countries. We're launching some products even earlier than Netflix. If you will take a press release, when we've had just last weeks, we've had some games available, and now Netflix released it just last week ago. So we're really cool in developing ideas, and maybe sometimes we do not have enough resources to promote it properly, but I'm sure that the time will make it soon. Mastercard through their Żabkas are going to give us millions for their businesses as well. So what MEGOGO is made like this: the VOD contact and pay TV, the games for smart television that is not anyone else provides, only us. We have television channels, we have the national linear channels, and we have our own channels that our editors create. But the most important thing, we have launched a new product. We have launched an audio product because we understand that We're always on the go. We cannot always use all of the sensual things and the video requires for us to be tuned in. And sometimes we need to take the content in audio format. So right now we have audiobooks, podcasts. There are the leading content in American market, for example, and we're sure that this trend is going to come to us as well. We have really good results on that. Then the sports broadcasting, I will not consider that. So let's take a look at the cases. Even if you're an online gamer, even if you're an online player, that MEGOGO is, we all the time considering each and every one of our project as the opportunity to connect it with the offline space. I only have 15 minutes and I would like to tell you about those three cases that I do believe are really good. My main task is to inspire you, to give some idea, to take a different look on your product as well. The first case, I believe that is the simplest format, just to show what the phygital format is. The audio guide. Audio guide, what is that? Something that has been pre-recorded online, but you can communicate with that when you are being in the physical space, in the museum, in Louvre, whatever that is. What did we do? We still wanted to make it a completely different thing. We didn't do the classical audio guide that you can always contact, take a look to the right, take a look to the left, the 25th thing is Van Gogh's painting. No, we have made a different type of audio guide. You can listen to that before the tour in Mariinsky Palace, inside of Mariinsky Palace, except for Mariinsky Palace. You can listen it even if you have never been there, because it's a full story that helps you to augment the spice, fill in the spice, but it is still an autonomous product. The product has been very successful. We made it together with the First Lady of Ukraine, with the Ministry of Tourism. So it happened that couple of weeks ago we have signed the agreement with the Ministry of Culture and the Ministry of Tourism, with the First Lady of Ukraine. We have signed up a project and we're going to create 30 audio guides. We're making it into Ukrainian in English, and those audio guides are going to be promoting, on one hand, they're going to be promoting Ukrainian culture for Ukraine, and they're going to be promoting Ukrainian culture and architecture in the world. These products are free of charge. They're available in MEGOGO app. And right now we see the good feedback and the good demand for this product. What have we thought about this time? For example, we understand that there is a castle in Zbarash. We can create an audio guide not about the castle itself, but we can do that with the voice of some famous person coming from Zbarash or from Ternopil, that everyone knows this voice and that will read this text in that way that we will understand that this is a masterpiece that touches humans' hearts. That's how we consider the offline spaces, and ending up some new layers to that, because we all know we're traveling all around our country right now. The borders are closed, some difficulties are there. Sometimes we come in with our families and they want to have a tour. We have been to Oleshkivsky Sand, we have found it, there's no navigation there, and I'm saying that to our family, we want to have a tour there. Before that, they told me, yes, okay, that's cool, you can take it there. And I'm coming there, and we cannot have a tour. And they tell me, because today is the day off for the tour guide, and that's the only tour guide we have. And that's very good that I have the text that I can read to our people that we came with. But if you do not have text to read, then you can see there might be no internet or whatever. So basically, you will spend the day not the way you expected. So basically, yes, our audio guides is the first case that I wanted to tell you about. The second case I wanted to tell you about, the Ukrainian Fashion Week. Last year, February, I especially wanted to note down these dates. We have already had this phygital word then, because there was a format, the Phygital Fashion Week, for the very first time in the world. What has been done in Ukraine? What was going on in Ukraine by that time? Everything has been closed. It was very, very harsh lockdown in Ukraine by that time. What have we done? We have had the fashion shows in the closed regime. We have had them physical, but the main audience was online. We have opened this product. The product was available for all the world, and there was more than 400,000 people who have watched Ukrainian Fashion Weeks. We had people from US, from Canada, from Maldives. Those were our people who were actually having their holidays there. But the thing was that the Ukrainian fashion has never had that broader audience. So that is why this week. This year we're going to do this format again. We have launched Ukrainian Fashion Week yesterday, but we did not like to do everything the same. So last time we've decided that we will have the full circle when we have decided to add up the broadcasting
пространство.
to the offline space as well. You have the online fashion show. Our team covers them recording, broadcasting, streaming, packaging. But we're doing an offline event as well. People can register, and at the very big screen, that good as this one is, they can watch the broadcasting together with friends, because right now you can do that. We don't have the very strict lockdown, and it's also something that unites people. You're watching it offline, you're having good people with you, and that's really cool. The third case I wanted to share, I think that is my most favorite case, because last year we have made a project dedicated to the 35 years of Chernobyl tragedy. When we have planned it and we have started to do that, we thought that we are going to be the only ones who doing that. No one does it because it's a lockdown. But when we got it prepared, we have understood that there has been a lot of other people who have been making the project that have been dedicated to the Chernobyl tragedy. What is different with our project? You know that there's a lot of films we made on Chernobyl, documentaries and fiction and series.
Сняли прекрасный проект. Мы сделали аудиопроект не про...
And HBO has had a very good project. We've made a project not about the catastrophe itself, but about people. And we have considered Pripyat a smart city. If we would get back to year 1985, then Pripyat was a smart city, nicely organized, and a lot of people came from different parts of the Soviet Union. You know, they were the people working at the nuclear power plants. So that was everything was organized in the best ways. So it was really nicely communicated from behalf of the people. That were the stories of the people. So the people told us how they did that, how they missed those cities, and a lot of people, they have never came back. They don't know how the city looks like now. We have made through the audio series. We have got together as the journalist, as the decision maker. And by the way, Andrei Fedorov has come to with us as well for the very first time. He'd been in Pripyat as well because of me, and we went to Chernobyl. I have never been to Pripyat. It was my first visit. I had this idea that I know everything. This audio product has been made in that good way. I've recognized the school, I've recognized the hotel, I've recognized them dancing ring, because they've heard that the people coming to the cities and they've made it there. But we have thought that it's not enough, because we had a very positive feedback on this project. What was really good with the audio format for us, not all of the people were ready to talk on camera when you're being filmed. But the other thing, when you are sitting in a room, you have journalists and the sound designer with you, you're being interviewed, you're not being filmed, so you can have a better, more sincere conversation that is going to be recorded. But we have thought that it's not enough as well. If you know this picture, please raise your hand. Does anyone know this picture? That was the exhibition that Yaroslava Hrais has done at the exhibition center that has been dedicated to the 35 years anniversary of Chernobyl tragedy. We know that this exhibition is there. They didn't have enough time because no one knew whether it's going to happen or no, whether there will be the launch of this exhibition or no. So they started to get this crowdfunding of whatever that is, so that they could launch this exhibition as fast as possible. So together with our audio product, we have become this part of this bigger exhibition project, because we've had one of the zones, one part of our exposition was dedicated to that. You could take the phone call and you would get a call back, and there would be the voice of the person from Chernobyl that was part of our audio series, and you would have been told about the story with the life of the city. That was an unbelievable emotions for the people, because that was about this phygital format that takes you back in time as a time machine. Then you receive a unique story that is being told to you, and then you can receive additional information. You can use the QR code to listen the whole audio series. And I do believe that it has been a very successful project and successful story, because we're planning right now a lot of new projects, and I could tell you a lot about those projects. I think that I'm still in my time. Okay, so what I wanted to say in the end. Basically, we have a very nice phrase that the future is already there. It's not being disseminated equally yet. I do believe that we are this group of people that is already there in this future. Valeria has just told us that that there's going to be the 17% of people who would like to pay with cryptocurrency. Like, I was shocked with that. I have people who do in the cryptocurrency, but 16% of people, I was surprised. So we are here at this front line, and it's only up to us to change something, to move the progress forward by actually doing something, getting together, being supportive to one another. And so this time of competitiveness has passed. Your competitors are not your enemies. That is why I'm signed up to Netflix, Apple Plus, and MEGOGO. So thank you very much for your attention. It's always better with MEGOGO. Thank you, Lena. Thank you very much. First of all, she is a champion on timing. That's first thing. That's really cool. Then she told us about the real cases of how technologies can give the spice, can give the voice to the spice, and this voice can be the voice of the brand. So using this opportunity to engage technologies not only to communicate some values of the brand or some advances of the brand or some commercial ideas, but actually building additional products that are going to engage your audience, that are going to captivate your audience. We already know that the customers of the future, they will pay in a different way. They were going to be searching the information about you in a different way, that they will really care about their safety, both physical and cyber security. And right now, we're going to invite the next speaker. Please welcome Anastasiia Davydova. She is the commercial director of the investment developing company Avalon. She is the founder of the Telegram channel, Work in Marketing. So if you're looking for some job positions, I would like to invite you to join this Telegram channel. She's also an entrepreneur. Nastya, I would like to invite you at this stage. So we are going to start talking of whether the digital perspectives exist in traditional, let us say, like a market and the real estate market. Please, Nastya. Hi, hello. Can you please raise your hands, the people who are coming from Kiev? Okay, good. I would like to tell you that Avalon company is located in Lviv. It doesn't have anything in common with the Kiev company. So basically, we are the top developers in Lviv. We only build in Lviv co-working, some residential and commercial real estate. We have the construction ground just behind us, so you can already tell that the real estate market is live, it's developing, it grows. But let us talk about a different thing now, about people who we can envy. We can envy gaming businesses. And right now, the gaming has shown their good growth. But we have already seen this 18-year-old millionaires. My parents have told me not to play computer games. My children playing computer games from the early childhood. I'm not stopping them. Maybe I'll have people to turn to during the pension time. Of course, medicine, online sports. A lot of my friends, they have bought this subscription. They were doing sports, even being in different countries, even people who have been divided between the countries during COVID, for example. Me with my husband has been in Germany, I was in Ukraine, but there was a nice platform to do something together. The delivery of the products, Rocket has been at the Forbes conference quite recently, and they told us that they have provided 300% of growth for the delivery industry. Then again, online entertainment, VR, AR, that's not surprising for so many, but then you can also watch your concert in the game before in the game platform. That was the Travis Scott concert in Fortnite that has been seen by 12 million of people. And crowdsourcing services, the crowd and outsource. So basically, when we are asking for the teams and not for the teams to outsource them, like for us in development, we're using that very actively when we're ordering some project design or architectural concepts and designs. And even right now, even more and more people in developing businesses that really would like to have the marketing team and sales team outsourced as well. Gaming, that's a nice slide that I have of how the audience of gamers grows. This is about the March 2020 plus 28 millions of new gamers. That is the biggest growth in US. The real estate in Ukraine has fallen at this moment. This is the law of preserving energy. Some you gain in one place, you lose in another. So you see the gainings in the gaming industry. So why people now play more in mobile games? There is a very cool book that that is called supernatural or something like that, about how the games can cure you. So the gaming industry is being built on this idea that we're trying to avoid some stressful situation or trying to avoid some stressful things. And the gaming industry uses this kind of needs for the people. The products deliveries. This is the McKinsey research globally about what kind of industry would provide you with the best of growth. Was surprising for me. I thought that the educational programs have increased, but basically they are very lagging behind, and remote education is lagging behind the delivery of foods or virtual medicine, or it's even lagging behind the entertainment. But you can see that the trend is being preserved, and it's going to be preserved furthermore. Then the biggest challenges for the businesses is to be changed, to be adapted as much as possible to the change. We're calling our clients the investors because they're investing into the real estate together with us. And of course, we're mostly service oriented. We are oriented on the services that we will provide to our customers. I would like to give a couple of cases that we've had. For example, this is the Asian makeup brand that were forced to close 45% of their retail shops, but they increased their sales by 200%. They didn't fire people, they made those people into influencers. They've given them the products that their employees broadcasted, promoted, demonstrated in the social media. 1/5 of their employees have become these micro influencers, and they have shown the good growth. And the case of Hyundai is very interesting as well. When their sales have been falling forever, that has the highest checked, and this we call it about the car industry and the real estate as well. Hyundai has come up with an idea that because they know that the people are being driven by the fear of losing out, fear of loans, and the Hyundai has offered that if the person loses their job, then they're ready to buy this car back, or they're ready to provide some additional restructurization of the loan. So basically, they know that the development businesses are doing that as well. We have provided the big postponement for our payments. We haven't provided fines to people if there are some fines when you're not making your payment. We didn't provide any fines or sanctions. We have worked individual with every clients that we've had, and basically we didn't have not a single agreement that has been torn in 2020. Why are we using clients? When there's something uncomfortable for our client, if our site is uncomfortable and the person does not know what we want to tell them in 3 seconds, we're losing the clients. If they didn't find our clients, then we're losing out. If they are really tired of our banners, we'll call you back, we're losing it. If they are looking for us in the Google and they can't find us, or for example our competitors are overwhelming our search, we've lost it. We only have 3 seconds. When there is a lot of navigation flows, then there's all of the losses that we have in our clients, the so-called leads, the one that have to be included into our systems, that one that we have to work in online. Honestly, we have for quite a long time, we have been emphasizing the ideas of the CRM system. I will speak about the CRM system now. 99% of companies, they say that it's okay with the CRM. Is everything good with your CRM systems? Good. Okay, good. But everyone says that it's all okay with their CRM systems. I would like to say that not a single person has their CRM okay. At least what we have talked to our colleagues, what we have talked to our sales in the different industries, CRM are big challenges. We have Bitrix, Amol, there is the Salesforce, really expensive but still good. It's not that about that whether it has been installed, it has been paid for, whether it's the shareholders believe in that, but the question is we're not using it in the right way. And it would not only installing it for the computers of the managers or into the call centers. So usually the CRM system does not use it fully. Right now, in the Salesforce, you already have this automatic bots. You have the artificial intelligence there that can automatically identify the need of your client and then can work with your client automatically. Of course, there is a question of the team that works with your CRM, with integration, with the right presets for the team. so that your investments of $500,000, or they might even cost up to $500,000, so for them to be returned in the fastest pace. So yes, the main CRM success is actually about the good management of your CRM system, the good integration of your CRM system, the automation of all of your systems, all of your um, or if your apps, or if your digital decisions. So all of the right optimization of all of the leads that are being integrated into your CRM. It's building up the right sales. And basically, if your clients gets into the CRM and they wait for 3 or 4 days for you to call back, on while you're going to answer their demand or going to send the presentation to them, you've lost this client already. And at this very moment, this client can go to any other client, to any other shop that will respond in the fastest pace. So if the cycle of the agreement is increasing by 30%, it means that you're losing 30% of your money. We have a very long customer journeys, but even in those cases, we're working with our clients and trying to work in fastest pace as possible with um, all of the applications we have. Your contact is the only thing you have when you don't have money. So once again, it's a question of a digital transformation of your businesses. This is the question of your contacts, your clients that are already included into your CRM basis. I know some companies that has dozens of thousands of contacts in CRM, worked on this, processed and processed. You have no idea how to segment it and how to use that, even though the clients have already been included in their database. They might be included in the database for 5 years and no one has actually contacted them and no one sold them. But you have this basis, you have this contacts, and if you don't want to invest a lot of money to the marketing, you might still work with your contacts. 63% of millennials, they treat it really positively if you will give some advertisement to them or give them some feedback. If you have already seen them in the internet, that if you will offer them relevant content or relevant products. The real estate markets. Speaking on real estate, we have slightly changed the client. The clients have changed. In what way? We want to stay at home. We don't want to move that much. We want to have those locations with a very highly developed infrastructure. By the way, we are now located in one of those locations when we will not spend a lot of in the traffic jams, when we're going to have the maximum of services available around us. We are shifting from buying square meters to buying concepts. So we are buying the products, concepts, and architecture. We're buying it. We're buying something polyfunctional, multifunctional, that we can have everything available for us. Location, concept, and functions. This is this demand from the clients that is currently being transformed and continuously transformed in the meantime. So right now we have two groups of the clients. The first group of the clients are the people who are buying their houses for their life, and the second part of the clients is someone who's going to resell it or who's going to rent it out. So they're investing, they're using real estate as investments. Both of those clients, they are choosing the location and infrastructure of each and every specific complex. If you will need consultation, by the way, ask me, I will tell you what to buy. Architecture. Of course, right now, understanding that we have many beautiful objects with unique concepts, we are all have changed as well. We all try to take a look at what is the external point of view for all of the complexes. Now I'll show you China. This is the situation that we've had. You see at 3.5 minutes. Okay, good. So this is the situation that we had in the market, not only in the Chinese market, is slightly different in US and then Ukraine, that is slightly different. We have a nice downfall, around 30% of the downfall of the market during lockdown. But what we have seen, that wasn't the fallout, that was a delayed demand. So in August and September, we've got back to the pre-COVID need, and we see the growth of the market. It will continue and grow, and I'm not going to be making any forecasts, but I can tell you that the market feels itself very good in the growth of the price and in the growth of the market overall. How to invite and engage the residents. This is one of the biggest challenges for all of the developers. How to get the people together. When you live in your complexes, sometimes you want to know, sometimes you don't want to know your neighbors, but people want to know their neighbors. Usually they want to make friends, to go to visit concerts or to meet one another for the coffee. So a lot of developers, they have got into this concept of getting people united through the social media, through stories. They made the investors as the main characters of their stories. And we're constantly communicating with people who already live in the certain residential complexes. Those are the indicators of what you can take and what you can earn through good content strategy, through being creative, through individual approach to your investors. You can just make them heroes or main characters, protagonists without investing a lot. So you can see this is the result of the how your reach has grown, how your audience has grown as well. Our companies, first of all, is concentrated on working with investors. Personally, we are trying to unite our investors. We would like to build up a very big concert, and we would like to invite all of our investors. And I'm sure that every member of our team, top managers, board of the team, they can talk to our investors so that the investors would feel comfortable. Um, so that they would have the trust to us, because the first thing that is the most important is about buying the real estate. It's a question of trust, whether you trust these developers, whether you trust them that they will complete this construction, that they have the money, that they have an understanding what is it that they build, how they work with the financial models, and how they work with the projects overall. We can take a look of what are the main lines for the investment for the millennials. This is the main group for our investors. And of course, we know that the real estate is one of the highest priority investments. I'm not speaking about the cryptocurrencies or deposits or banking, but this is what we see in the market, and this is our main group of clients. VR, of course, we're using the VR because we want to show our clients, their apartments even before this apartment has been made physically. And of course, we know that's how logistically you can be in your place. You can even walk around. You can even think about what kind of interior you're going to have. And this is a very good approach to that. So basically, creativity and development is very good. Right now, development is really trying to make the Instagram worthy project, so that you will be able to make a photo in front of it, so you will be able to have additional reach without great investments. We know the projects that are located in Kiev. The lowest photos are the project in Lviv. So the more photographed these things are, the more clients you'll have in the social media, the more reach you have, and the more your brand is going to be mentioned. Thank you. Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you. That was really hard, but I've got to 000. Okay, the champion in timing. Thank you, Nastya. We have the final speaker for today. Basically, I really looking forward. The speaker, please welcome Alexander Zhylyayev, the marketer director of Multiplex, DJ, the donuts lover. And right now we will be speaking about how can you engage clients to cinemas, and what this technology has to do to that. Sasha, we're waiting.
Здравствуйте всем привет, рад всех видеть. Меня
Hi everyone. My name is Sasha Zhylyayev. I work in a multiplex company. The multiplex company is 26 cinemas, the biggest network of cinemas in Ukraine. And yes, I'm pressing the clicker. It has to be like a matrix. Yes, there's the information about myself. So for 20 years, I've been working in marketing. 18 years, I have worked as a marketing manager in Comfy. If you know what Comfy is, so I have been working for a year and a half in Evo. And right now, I'm starting to work in a different industry, the industry that has lying flat because of COVID. I'm starting to work with film. So sometimes I do DJing, I eat donuts, I watch films, I really love films, and basically, right now, I would like to tell you something. So the first question that I actually have, and I'm always asking this question during the conferences, I always ask people to raise their hands whose business has had a really significant downfall in the lockdown. Okay, not a lot of people. Okay, 2-3 people. So for all the other people, that was the moment of growth, but there are a couple of industries that has really been really damaged by lockdowns. And basically for you and a half, the film industry has been working under this title. So as Arnold Schwarzenegger has said we'll be back. So we will be back in April this year. The cinemas have been reopened with some limitations or partly limitations. But basically, right now, the people they are already coming to the movies now. But if we will speak about our businesses, and it might seem that all of our businesses are offline, but if you will take a look at this iceberg, the top of the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg is you going to cinema on Saturday, but behind us there is thousands of different online processes that are tightly connected with digital. I will tell you about the digital marketing of how do we use the digital tools in our marketing. Let us start with what are the contact points that we have? What are the contact points for Multiplex company? And let us start with the very beginning. First of all, I would like to ask you another question. So I would like to make a small review and survey. So what do you think? How should we call the spectator or a guest for the cinema? Because we have it all the time. Who would vote for the spectator? Okay, we have people who would say guest. Okay, so a lot of people are saying guest. So guest have won. I've lost because I thought that the spectator is the right thing to say because basically client or buyer or customer, I think everyone can shoot you down for saying that. But basically, let us talk about that in details. Let us take a look at this guest pass that we have. So you can see from the very beginning, from the very start, they're choosing their information about the film online, that they're choosing the time online, then they're buying the ticket online, then they're buying online cola or Pepsi or popcorn, then they go to the cinema using Google Maps. They are slightly offline in the toilet for some time, then they're buying something on the bar, they're watching the film, they're getting back to the toilet, and then they're going back home and they're going online again, they're going back home. While going back home, they are telling everyone whether they enjoyed the film or they didn't enjoy the film. And then they tell everyone online as well whether they liked or they didn't like the cinema. So, online has won over offline. And basically, even for the offline cinemas, even though we're not MEGOGO, the one that is 100% online, even though we're not all digital, most of the marketing process are being digital and located online for us as well. I will tell you some of the cases. Of course, that is really was hard for me for only working in 4 months on this working in this business is really hard for me to do something really global. But let me tell you something that is interesting, something that we can use digital for. First of all, we are trying to improve the client's experience using digital tools. The biggest pain of cinemas today is what would you think? That's lines for the popcorn. That is sometimes the most money are being lost here for the theater businesses. When people are standing there waiting, they leave, cannot wait for that. And of course, it's all being done offline. Or could you see that the NPS is falling, then the satisfaction level falls, and of course, the profitability falls down as well, be due to this white corn. So what have we done? We have provided the better representation in the film, and we made this experiment. So basically, 20 minutes before your session, your film starts, if you have bought your ticket, then there is a reminder. Please do not forget to buy online popcorn. So you're getting back to the ordering page. You're buying it online, and you don't need to take the line. So it's all been visualized in the cinema as well, at the cashier, at the bar cashier, at the screens. It's all been visualized where all of the video and teasers have been broadcasted. So what had it given us? That's a very simple tool of the online order of the popcorn. Just a simple thing. What it has brought to us, it has given us the great results. So what we have seen, the growth of the orders plus 33% orders online, and right now every 10th guest of our cinemas, they're buying popcorn online. Okay, so what else can we do together with digital? How can we use digital as well? So basically, for me, what was very important about digital was a tool that can increase your speed, can accelerate you. And in current world of the business development, in current world of competition, your speed is very important. The freshest case, just yesterday, we have been finalizing it. I have been making my presentation yesterday and finalize it. So what we did, we have accelerated our speed. The most expected, the highly weighted premiere of this year is The Dune, of course, very important film for all of the industry. Everyone is looking forward to the film. I have just had this message right now from the Venice Film Festival. Well, that was the first premiere of this film, and people told me that there's a fantastic film, unbelievable casting, unbelievable special effects. So that's basically the future of the cinema, and I do believe that the future of cinema depends on that. But as a people who have their experience in the retail, we need to make the premiere. By the way, the premiere is going to be held with us in our cinemas. And what was very important for us, that it is important for us. So 2 weeks before the premieres, it's important for us to start selling the tickets. So the cinemas would be full. Because when all of those premiere sessions are going to be full, people would like to buy the tickets for premiere. They will see that the sessions are full, then they will find the other screenings tickets. So we will basically fill in all of our sessions, all of our screenings in our cinemas. Good. So we have made a countdown at midnight. Who's going to buy tickets at midnight? Well, basically, we have launched our sales first in Ukraine for the main premiere of the year. We've made this launch the premiere, and we've made this countdowns. We have increased the speed, and we have increased the contact with our clients. And what has happened? The most important thing that we have received was, I've never thought that the tickets can be sold in that speed and that fast, that cool. It was the first record, I think, after the Star Wars. That's the first time after Star Wars we had sold so many tickets in just one day. So basically, yes, you should buy the tickets for Dune as well. The film is incredible, and I've told that I can't, I can't resist without talking to you about the Dune. So anyway, the speed is all about it. So please look forward for the new premieres. Be vaccinated, because when everything is going to be closed again, there will be no films to see. Thank you very much.